Hi friends, Rachel here from the Confused Millennial. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a Daily Harvest Flatbread taste test review. We're big fans of Daily Harvest around here. I will leave a link in the description box below to my first video where my toddler and I taste tested their smoothies, harvest bowls, and a few of their other items. If you don't know, Daily Harvest is a vegan meal delivery subscription service delivering smoothies, flatbreads, harvest bowls, soups, chia bowls, oat bowls, small bites, lattes, and ice cream, so much stuff right to your door. My first video I'll link in the description box below goes into more of those FAQs and how it all works if you're interested. You can also get $25 off your first box using code TCM25. Personally, we love them because they are 98% organic, vegan, gluten-free, sustainably sourced ingredients. They really focus on whole, real ingredients, minimal processing. There's no added sugars, no fillers, no gums. So especially as far as flatbreads go, which is what this video is all about, they are some of the cleanest flatbread ingredients I have come across to date. Of course, do they taste good though? And we're about to get into that. I'll be reviewing their newest flatbread flavors as well as their best sellers. Let's jump into it. The kale and sweet potato pizza. So I reviewed this one in my last video, so I won't spend too much time on it, but it's just so good. I crave this pizza when we don't have it. Just like their other flatbreads, the sweet potato is cooked down into the base of it, so you're not getting chunks of sweet potato. It's more of like a sweet potato cream base that adds just the perfect complement of like sweet and savory to it. I am a big fan with cheese, without cheese. Definitely add to cart. I am taste testing the pear and arugula. It's got sweet potato, arugula, pecan, hemp seeds, white wine vinegar. Just pulled it out of the oven. I added some cheese to it. Not like perfectly covered it, so that way I could taste it as it was intended. It's not bad. It's a little vinegary. I really like the sweet potato base I did. Actually, I really like it. I think the first bite might taste, but just need to like get used to it because it's not a flatbread I typically have very often. So this is just very different, but I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm gonna finish eating this and I'll let you guys know once I've settled in on it a little bit more. So I finished the Daily Harvest pizza. Came in here because Eric's out there on a call, and I actually ended up really liking it. My initial impression was like I just needed to get used to it. So I love arugula pizza, but the pizza place I used to work at, the way we did it was like heaping handfuls of fresh arugula right on top with some prosciutto. And then the pear pizza I used to get, which was like pear and like cream with tons of cheese, also had pancetta in it. So with both of those, there was meat in there. It had this like really like salty, tangy taste, whereas so like when I heard pear and arugula, even though I knew there was no meat, I was kind of expecting that type of sweet, salty, crunchy feel, you know? The Daily Harvest one is just different. It's not bad. The way they kind of do their flatbreads is they kind of puree the base of ingredients. It's really like nicely cooked down. It's almost like just like a really creamy, rich sauce. I mean, you can totally see the arugula and like there's chunks of it in there, but it doesn't have that same like bitter bite comes to mind with arugula. And pears, I would never eat a pear on its own, but I like it on pizza. Pears have that kind of like tangy taste. So their pears were really juicy. The white wine vinegar with the pear definitely added that kind of like tanginess to it. It was really good. I definitely liked it with the melted cheese on top. Without the melted cheese, I felt a little underwhelmed, and the walnuts gave it a really good crunch. So I would actually definitely get that pizza again, especially now that my taste buds know what to be prepared for. So today I'm doing the kabocha and sage. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Is a type of squash. I've always just been too intimidated to try it at the grocery store, and so I figured why not try it from Daily Harvest on a pizza, because their pizzas so far have not disappointed, and I just got a little taste of that. I have a feeling this one's not going to disappoint either. As always, these are vegan. I add cheese on top of mine because I'm pregnant and I like cheese. And this is cauliflower, kabocha, sage, leek, fennel, nutritional yeast. I gotta say, of all of their flatbreads, this is the one I was the most skeptical about that I got. But let's find out the moment of truth here. It's actually pretty good. I will say this about Daily Harvest flatbreads. do not put them on like a cooking sheet or a baking sheet. Just lay them directly on the wire rack. Otherwise they end up a little flimsy. The way they puree all of like their bases with all these other vegetable ingredients, you end up not really being able to tell what's what exactly. If I would compare this to something, I don't know how to explain it. Let me eat it. And I'll hop back on and let you guys know what I think it tastes like once I've really had time for it to sit on my palate. But I like it. I can tell you right now, it's good. I'm excited to eat this. Just finished the kabocha and sage flatbread. Really like it. It has, I want to say, like a garlicky, oniony undertone aftertaste, which is actually really good and super satisfying. It's like the nutritional yeast aspect of it just like gave it like a really good salty finish. The squash cooked up really, well, the squash is just a puree, so it's more so the cauliflower cooked up really well. No sogginess issues, nothing like that. Overall, I think I might like it more than the pear and the arugula, but still, I think the sweet potato kale, I don't know, it could even be tied with the sweet potato kale for me. It was really, really like, I went in with very low skeptical expectations, but I'm very happy with it. Highly recommend adding this to your next Daily Harvest order. I am trying the tomato basil flatbread. This has broccoli, tomato, kale, onion, basil, garlic as like the main ingredient. I'm really excited. I do love broccoli on my pizza. I didn't know that was gonna be in there. What a fun surprise. It smells really good. Once again, I added cheese. This time I used the shredded cheese. I baked it at 450 in a toaster oven, not on the sheet this time. It definitely came out a bit crispier. I also forgot about it in the oven, so this is definitely a little bit more well done, I guess you could say. All right, here we go. The moment of truth. First bite. This is my least favorite of their flatbreads I've tried so far. The kale in this is bitter, and without like the sweet potato cutting it, or like arugula is bitter too, but the pear cut it without a sweet balance because the tomato sauce isn't super sweet. Without something sweeter cutting it, because the tomato sauce isn't very sweet, that bitterness really came through in that first bite. But it could have just been a bad bite, so I'm not giving up on it yet. It's not bad. Like, I'm gonna eat this whole thing and have no regrets about it, but it's my least favorite flatbread I've tried up there so far. Let me go ahead and finish this as always. So here's my thought. I would probably skip ordering the tomato basil pizza from Daily Harvest. The tomato wasn't super sweet. You couldn't really taste the basil at all. And after like looking at the actual ingredients, pretty low on the ingredient list, which means there's not a whole lot of it in there. Instead, watch my What I Eat in a Week pregnancy video. I share how I make my pasta, my favorite pasta sauce in it, plus a vegan or vegetarian, depending on the type of cheese you use, lasagna recipe. Both of those have an overall much better flavor in my opinion, because I do make pasta kind of like this pizza. I do make pasta with kale and tomatoes and broccoli and all that good stuff. But my pasta sauce is a little bit better. It's store-bought, super easy. My favorite one is in that video. So again, I'll link it in the description box below. But I would say probably just skip this. You can make pasta for less at home. That is going to quench that flavor profile and just taste better overall, in my opinion. Make sure to hit that notification and subscribe button, because in my next video, I'll be sharing a What I Eat in a Week while pregnant, including more recipes. Obviously, Daily Harvest Flatbreads are one of them, but there's so much other stuff too. I tend to eat a lot while I'm pregnant. Definitely won't want to miss that. In the meantime, make sure to go ahead and check out that first Daily Harvest review post, as well as my Vejo review post if you're looking for just smoothies and juices. Until next time, I'm Rachel. Feel free to hit me up on Instagram with any questions at The Confused Millennial. Have a good one.